Hi everyone, I'm Teresa Peltier from WSKG in Binghamton, New York. I'm here to give you my highlights from this year's PBS annual meeting, but first I have to extend a very big thank you to PBS Interactive and 3 Pillar Global. They awarded me one of this year's Digital Future Scholarships, and without it I couldn't have attended PBS annual. So thank you very much for the totally mind-bogglingly awesome experience that is PBS annual meeting, and of course the absolutely invaluable face-to-face time with the other Digital Future Scholars, with the PBS Interactive team, especially the Station Products Innovation team, as well as my fellow Station Advisory Council members. So many thanks, and now for the highlights. So since I've returned from Denver, I've spent a lot of time daydreaming. Sometimes it's just about sunshine and bison burgers, but more so it's about the wonderful things that I saw and learned at PBS annual meeting. I think that John Wilson said it best. It's content of consequence. There is nothing more powerful than seeing the really incredible content that's coming from PBS this year. In particular, I'd like to highlight the Half the Sky documentary. I'm not going to give you the specifics on it because I'll butcher it, but Google it, watch every preview you can, share it far and wide. I think that I am exceptionally proud to be at a station who's going to air this year, and it's going to be consequential. It's going to be influential on anyone who watches it. I mean, the number of people who were crying in that room as we watched video clips was kind of staggering, and I just can't wait for it to come out to see the full film. I think everybody's going to be really blown away in the public media system and beyond. I was also really blown away by the presentations done by PBS Interactive's Jason Seiken and by the keynote speaker, Jim Collins. I loved their pedal to the metal attitude. They really set the stage for what the media landscape is now, and especially how PBS fits into that. But more than that, it wasn't any sort of attempt at scaring us. It was an attempt at calling us to action, to letting us know that this is our chance. We are positioned very well to make a really big impact and to really move forward in an exciting and different way than we have before. Again, as somebody who's in digital, I know that this is somewhere that my team and I are going to absolutely thrive, and I can't wait to bring some of those skills to my group. The first and foremost, I'm taking directly verbatim from Jason Seiken. He said we need to act, learn, build, and repeat. Can't really make it any simpler than that, and I'll let you all determine how that fits into your station. I know for us, it's going to be about failing fast, using our digital initiatives to implement new projects, see how they work out, and be okay with them failing, knowing that we're learning something from them, and in turn we can make something better. So that just segues nicely into one of Jim Collins' great points, to fire bullets and then cannonballs. As I presented at the Future Proof session with the amazing Libby Peterek from KLRU and Kristen Calhoun from PBS Interactive, it got me thinking a lot about collaboration and how our strategy at WSKG for our digital projects doesn't really intentionally incorporate collaboration. What Jim Collins says is that you should take lessons from your station, what's worked and hasn't worked, and obviously from the whole great PBS greater system, whether it's national or local stations, to see what they've been doing, what precedents have been set, and how you can incorporate that to success at your station. So I'm hoping that as we move forward in this fiscal year, really defining our digital strategy, that we keep collaboration in mind. And it's not just something that's randomly thrown into our workflow or unintentionally incorporated, that we don't just imply collaboration, we want to intentionally incorporate collaboration into our digital strategy. So my last takeaway would be from the Big Think session. I'm sure a lot of you have heard a lot of buzz about these 2 sessions. They were incredible, and if you would like the full rundown, you can visit the PBS Interactive Station Products and Innovation Twitter account, where we have the full live tweet with hashtag PBSInvent. My biggest takeaway, and I think the biggest elephant in the room, often, no matter which department you're in, is the big bad word consolidation. I find that it doesn't come up very often when I meet with other people from the system or other stations, but it always seems to come up at family Thanksgiving when my rabble-rousing relatives want to know about the recent funding threats and what the system is doing to address it. I'm not going to give my personal opinions, I'll spare you that, but I think it's something that we need to talk about more as a system, and I was really encouraged by the fact that it was brought up at Big Think. So those are my highlights, and I would love to hear your highlights if you were there, or if you have any questions about any of the sessions. We're all happy to give you some answers and some insight. Thank you very much. Have a great day.